In the last couple of months, there's been a lot of knockbacks in St Kilda, Brisbane, Collingwood. Was there a point where you actually thought this was all too bloody hard?
Oh, not really. You know, I understand. You know, I'm the first person to go through this or this publicly in the football forum, and it's a lot for people to comprehend or adjust. And I don't hold any grudges or anything against the clubs that have overlooked me, other than maybe to hopefully prove them wrong. You know, they didn't owe me anything, and I've put myself in this situation. So.
But there's a perception out there that public opinion towards you over the last few months has waned a little. Have you been surprised by the reaction? It's kind of like you cheer every time you...
I can't speak highly enough of the reception that people have given us right throughout the year. Been humbled, especially over the last 48 hours, the response from the footy public, and in particular the Richmond supporters. You know, the average person on the street has been sensational. So, you know, it would be very easy for people to make things hard for us, but you know, I couldn't ask for a better leg up from people.
Thought much about round one next year coming up against your old mate Juddy?
No, I haven't had time. You know, round one's a while off, and I've still got a hell of a lot of work to do, and I still have to prove myself. I'm not a walk-up start into this side. You know, I've got to fight my way back into it, just like everybody else has to.
What about dealing with the on-field expectations then? A lot of the supporters think you're going to make the difference. How do you feel dealing with those sort of on-field pressures?
Oh, I put a fair bit of expectation on myself, and you know, I think I'd like to consider myself a pretty hard trainer, and yeah, they're the expectations that I'm looking forward to having to live up to.
How's the union's chemistry been?
Yeah, I've been fortunate to have you know, been able to seek him out for some advice. Obviously, he's a huge influential person in the football industry and has a lot of wisdom. Yeah, he's certainly played a role.
You said that you hope that you could be a role model for people that find themselves in your position. Do you hope to be a role model?
Yeah, I think in the early part of my career I resented the fact that people expected me to be a role model. And it probably didn't sit well with me because I was leading a bit of a double life. I think my ability now to be a role model it just sits better with me now than it has before, and I think my ability to relate to other kids that find themselves in hard times is probably better now than it has done before. You know, that's having said that, I don't propose to say I'm out of the woods, or you know, I've dusted myself off and left it in the past, but you know, I'm not the first person that's going to find themselves in hard times, and you know, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people in the community that growing up find themselves in a similar situation.
Do you really deserve this second chance? Because there are people out there that believe you don't deserve it.
Yeah, and they're entitled to that opinion. You know, people aren't privileged to all the information. I believe that I have earned the right to come back and play football. You know, I think I've copped my fair whack, and you know, I'm not complaining. I'm not saying I'm hard done by, but I think now's probably the time where I can sort of move on.
So how do you keep yourself on the straight and narrow then? How do you make sure that, you know, you move forward in a positive way?
Oh, it's a complex thing, and it's, you know, yeah, I guess it's 1,000 things that I've learned along the way. You know, for whatever reason, I'm somebody that's had to learn a few of life's lessons the hard way. Life came along, gave me a slap, and you know, if it didn't happen 18 months ago or 2 years ago, it was going to happen at some point. You know, other than the fact that it's been really hard on the people around me, in some ways it's been the best thing, because it's given me the opportunity to learn a bit about myself, learn why I am the way I am, and you know, I think yeah, I just think I'm a better person for it.
Is it a valuable part of your personal and professional life to relocate to Melbourne as well?
Yeah, I was really looking forward to making the move. West Coast have been a fantastic footy club. Perth's been great to me. I've been shot out of the sky. I think they say those that fly the lowest fly the longest. So I sort of understand that I've probably run my race there, and I'm just looking forward to moving over here, starting with a new footy club, a new bunch of guys, and starting fresh.
Yeah, when you finished up 12 months ago, you finished up with one of the best players in the competition. Are you confident you can get back to that ability over the next 12 months?
Yeah, I think I can get back to somewhere near my best. You know, it remains to be seen. The game never stops changing, and you know, it's a cutthroat industry. So I've got it. I'm up against it, but you know, I'm confident that I can certainly make a healthy contribution.
Have you had any injuries over the last 12 months?
No, well, I've had the luxury of sort of removing myself from the rigours of the contact sport. I haven't stopped training, so from a body point of view, I've never been in better shape.
So how long do you think?
Listen, I'm not looking too far ahead. You know, 2 days ago I didn't have a footy club, so we'll just focus on this year.
What's your mindset in dealing with this sort of travelling circus your life used to become?
It's whether you like it or not, it's something that I've had to deal with. And I guess part of playing AFL football is you sign up for that. I feel more sorry for, I guess, friends and family that don't necessarily deserve to have to deal with my issue on a public level. You know, dealing with addiction for families or friends is very hard privately, but to deal with it publicly has been very stressful and painful for my family and friends at times. You know, and I'm lucky that I do have a fantastic network of people around us that, you know, have gone a long way to me being here today.
Are you conscious of the potential for distraction on, you know, you've got Nathan and Chris sitting next to you. I mean, it's very rare we see mid-December training sessions with 2,000 people turning out. I mean, there is a potential for distraction, I guess.
Yeah, I'd like to think that after this week that it goes back to just being about football. Obviously there's going to be, you know, slightly more hype about it, you know, at different stages during the year, but I think it won't be long before it goes back to something of a reasonably normal nature.
Just on that point, Chris, what's the players' reaction now that Ben's here and obviously the huge everything that comes with it?
Yeah, the players are really looking at it as though, you know, it's a really positive thing for the football club, and you know, as I said yesterday, he's going to add that valuable experience, and he's a great player. And I don't think that you know, we can be distracted by all this hype. I think that by the way we trained today, we've proved that we can move on and get on with football. And I think, I guess, if we want to play finals football in the future, we're going to have to start to get used to all this attention.
Nathan, for a lot of the young guys at the Tigers, how good is it to sitting next to Ben, knowing, you know, what his future may bring for the Tigers?
Yeah, it's great. It will be a great experience, and I think to add Ben into the midfield will, you know, with his team success and also his individual success he's had over the years, our young midfield group will learn so much off him, and it'll be of great benefit to the
Is he a
team.
player that you looked up to when you were coming to the system?
Yeah, definitely followed him very closely, particularly in TAC Cup and under-18s and that. Used to watch him very closely, so it's now great to get the opportunity to play alongside him.
So you've ridden the highs and the lows, I suppose, with him in some sense removed, reading his story through the paper and stuff, and how he's there. Can you tell us about your thoughts of Ben over the last year or two?
Yeah, I suppose it's you know, it's obviously unfortunate what's happened in the past year, but looking before that, he's such a great player, and he's had so many highs, and you know, his ability on game day is just something that so many people admire. So looking forward to playing alongside him and helping him get back towards that.
How well do you know the Richmond players, Ben? I mean, you obviously play with Mitch Morton at West Coast, but how well do you know the rest of the boys?
I've come in contact in football circles, you know, over the years. But, you know, essentially it's a fresh start. I know a few of the guys, but, you know, I couldn't have asked for a better reception from the players, and their support behind us has been, you know, very much appreciated, and football clubs are all the same, full of great people, and I'm just rapt to get back involved.
So Ben, what has to happen to actually make this a success? Is it you playing a senior game, is it you getting maybe your off-field things right? What has to happen now that you're all here and you're about to join the football club?
What has to happen?
Yeah, for it to be successful in your eyes.
Oh, listen, I think just getting back to, you know, back to playing footy, back leading a clean and, clean lifestyle. You know, there's no guarantees in football. You know, I could get injured just like anybody else. So it doesn't. I don't necessarily judge, you know, going forward on how many kicks I get or how many games I play. You know, I'll train exceptionally hard, leave no stone unturned, and what happens after that, you know, is left up to the gods. So, listen, I think
Are you prepared for the strict testing regime for the Whites?
I'd want to be.
Guys, on that note, guys, thanks. We're going to wrap it up. We've been more than generous with our time, and our number 32 needs to get back to training. Thank you.
Thank you.